Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video with Swaggle. And in this video, we got some wild rumors to cover. Coming on the eve of D23, there has been some leaks circulating in the Reddit world, in the 4chan world, talking about some of the announcements that are going to be coming at D23. And in this video, I thought it'd be fun for us to go over them. I mean, I think a lot of this stuff is probably not going to come to fruition, but I feel like it's my job to kind of report it to you guys, talk about some of the books that could move or could be associated with it, because hey, more information is better than less information. So in this video, I'm going to go through the rumors, see if we can kind of suss out any of the leaks here, and talk about what books could get hot. But before I get into the video, if you guys could drop me a like or comment or subscribe if you're enjoying the content, helps support the channel, doing one of those things, I would appreciate it. But let's get into this video here today. Now, of course, you got to take all this stuff with a grain of salt. I mean, you know, it's like I look at this stuff and I feel like, you know, I don't know how true this stuff is really going to be, but hey, we don't have too long to find out, and you know, it could be fun for us to talk about regardless. So this is a 4chan leak that is posted on one of the kind of Reddit threads, and this person who made this post claims to be kind of a graphic designer who worked on the D23 event, and basically because they worked on it, they kind of know all the, you know, information and all the art assets that are going to be used to be announcing things. And here is what they had to say, and I kind of want to just go through it one by one and see if there's anything interesting that we can talk about, and then more importantly for us, you know, we can talk about some of the comic books that relate to it. So this person says right here that Henry Cavill is Hyperion. He will be in Loki season 2 with the Squadron Supreme working for Kang, probably in the post-credit scene of Antman #3. And this is a rumor that has been kind of bubbling up for a little bit of time now. People are saying that Henry Cavill is going to be playing Hyperion. I'm not too sure I totally buy this one. I do actually think that the, you know, Squadron Sinister or the Squadron Supreme does sound like a plausible rumor for Loki season 2, but I'm not so sure that Marvel would want to sort of front the bill for Henry Cavill just to play Hyperion. I mean, you know, ultimately that would be kind of Marvel just doing a wink to the audience, and I feel like, you know, having them have the Quicksilver from the Fox universe play, you know, the Quicksilver in WandaVision, and that whole like wink wink kind of meta commentary, I don't really know if that's going to go over as well as they would intend it to be. So I'm not really sure I buy this rumor too much, but you know, we all know this book right here, Avengers #85, this is the first appearance of the Squadron Supreme. Now, this one has been moving a lot in the market. I'm not really sure, you know, how much more of a ceiling there is for this one. I'm not sure that I really like this book that much for the Squadron Supreme or the Squadron Sinister, if that's what you want to call them. I'm actually a bigger fan of this book right here, Avengers #70, simply due to the fact that, you know, this one came first. I know technically this is a different multiverse version of the team, or however you want to split it. This is the villain version of the team. But, you know, in my opinion, if they're working for Kang, I think that they're going to be villains in the show. And this book right here actually has them as their first full appearance, has them on the cover, which I think is a stronger thing for, you know, people that want to, you know, quote unquote spec on things or invest in things. So I think that this book is definitely more interesting than the #85 version. And similarly, I also think that this book right here, Avengers #69, this is a book that I've talked about quite a lot. This is actually the first cameo appearance. You know, #70 is the first full appearance of the team, and then this one actually has, you know, them on the last page in the last panel as a cameo appearance. And on top of that, this book also is the first appearance of the Grand Master, who, you know, has relations to Kang the Conqueror. We know Jeff Goldblum has played the Grand Master. This is one that probably could have moved if the Grand Master scenes from Thor: Love and Thunder didn't actually get cut. But I actually like 69 and 70 a lot more than I like 85. But I do think that these books are interesting. I'm not sure I totally buy the Henry Cavill as Hyperion rumors, but this is something that a lot of people continue to talk about, and it'll be interesting to see if it happens. All right, the next thing he's got here is Antman #3 first trailer. Starts off with Scott and Hope at home when his daughter arrives, already wearing her Ant-Man suit, something to do with being from the future and having to bring them with her. Kang wears the OG suit but no blue face. Bill Murray is there and recognized Janet. Hank shown fighting and growing in the microverse. So this is one of those rumors that I think could have been, you know, plucked out of San Diego Comic-Con. I mean, we did get the Ant-Man trailer at San Diego Comic-Con. It wasn't technically released to the public audience, but I do think that it is likely that we could see it, you know, here at D23. That would kind of make sense. And I do think that Marvel Premiere 47, already a book that has been moving, you know, in the speculation market. I think this book was actually pretty undervalued for quite a while, and I do think that this is a great key to get your hands on. This is not only the first appearance of Scott Lang as Ant-Man, it's also the first appearance of Cassie Lang, who I think is going to be the interesting character to look out for. When we think about trending lists and what books ultimately move a lot in the market, I think, you got to look at books like this, Young Avengers #6. This is the first appearance of Cassie Lang as Stature. And then there's this one right here, which is Astonishing Ant-Man #6, the first appearance of Cassie Lang as Stinger. Now, whether she's going to be Stinger or Stature, or did I actually switch those ones, I can't actually remember, but I do think that these are the two books that are going to be the most interesting with regards to the speculation. I have a feeling that Astonishing Ant-Man #6, this book right here, the newer book, probably more likely that this is going to be the one that we get in terms of Ant-Man #3 and Cassie Lang. I think the costume that she uses in this book is similar to the costume that she uses, or apparently she's going to be using in the trailer. All right, the next rumor we got right here is Werewolf by Night. The special will be announced to premiere on October 27th. A trailer is shown that has Jacob fighting Elsa Bloodstone in black and white, and Stinger has Man-Thing open his eyes, but they're yellow. No casting for Man-Thing revealed. So definitely one that we have talked about even in the last video I did where I was talking about the D23. This one right here, Bloodstone #1. It seems kind of all but confirmed in the rumor mill that, Elsa Bloodstone is going to be making an appearance. Additionally, I think Savage Tales #1, first appearance of Man-Thing. This book might move a lot. I think there's going to be a ton of Man-Thing books that move, whether it's Man-Thing #1 or his first cover appearance that I talked about in my previous video, or, other books that are kind of keys related to Man-Thing. I think Man-Thing is sort of primed to kind of be that character that causes a lot of FOMO in the market, and it definitely seems like we're going to be getting him sooner rather than later. Next rumor here is Nova. John Boyega has been cast as Richard Rider. John C. Reilly will be announced to be returning the role. The show will premiere in 2025. Additionally, Wonder Man Henry Golding is playing him. Ben Kingsley is announced to be in the show, which that is definitely true. Simon Williams and will be playing Simon Williams' acting teacher. I could see that being, a realistic possibility, releasing in the summer of 2024. So the Henry Golding as Wonder Man actually was something that was talked about last time we kind of got one of these, Reddit leak threads. And so that's kind of interesting. I feel like they're just kind of repeating talking points. I'm not totally sure that Henry Golding is going to be officially announced yet. John Boyega is another name that has been floating around, out there as being cast for the MCU. Maybe he could be playing Richard Rider Nova. I don't really know, how true these things are. I feel like this person is probably just taking some of the rumors out there and kind of connecting the dots in some kind of way. But regardless, Nova #1, this book has already been heavily spec'd on and has already moved a lot in the market due to the announcements of the show coming that, I don't know how much more of a ceiling there's going to be for a book like this when we actually get, say, a casting announcement. I mean, I think it'll definitely become more liquid in the market. You'll definitely see a few sales, but I'm not necessarily convinced that we can see all new record highs for this particular book. The other book, of course, with Wonder Man, Avengers #9. I mean, there's a lot of Wonder Man keys that are out there in the market that have moved. This one right here, Avengers #9, I still think that, in the long term, or I'd say the mid to long term, I think that there still is room for this particular book. I would compare this one right here to sort of like Journey into Mystery, annual #1, the first appearance of Hercules. Characters like this where you have Wonder Man and Hercules and maybe even Adam Warlock, I would kind of lump into that group. You have these characters that are sort of the second tier of, Avengers that came after the first tier. And it's kind of interesting to think about where could these books' potentials ultimately live up to, how valuable could they get? I doubt that they'll ever reach the levels of, Thor and Iron Man and Incredible Hulk and things like that. But, can they eventually reach those levels of Hawkeye and Black Widow and Scarlet Witch, those first appearance books? I think that actually is possible depending on how successful these characters actually are, with their on-screen representation. So this is definitely a book that I think is interesting, along with Journey into Mystery, annual #1, the first appearance of Hercules. All right, next thing this guy says is that Deadpool 3, the title of the film is actually going to be called Deadpool Maximum Effort. So that'll be interesting to see if that comes true, because that's a very specific title. So, we'll definitely know if this was all BS come by the end of this weekend. Zazie Beetz is returning as Domino, and the movie is releasing in February of 2024. So I actually did, in my previous video, talk about how I felt like Deadpool was going to be a February release. I kind of predicted that it would be 2025, but I suppose 2024 could also be the case. Interesting to see if Domino comes back. I have a feeling that Cable's going to come back, but if Domino comes back, will this book right here, X-Force #8, move in the market? Now, Domino has one of those appearances that, is kind of like the Valkyrie appearance where it's split amongst amongst many different books because, it was a fake Domino, and then it was like a real Domino, and then it was a cameo, and then it was a full, etc., etc. I'm not really sure what the market truly feels like is the go-to book for Domino. I think it is X-Force number 8 right here. She definitely makes her first kind of appearance, at least in terms of like the character design in New Mutants 98. Next up here, he has Secret Invasion. The trailer will be shown. Nick Fury drives a spaceship. Talos has Goose. Emilia Clarke is playing a Skrull Queen. I forgot the name they told me. Olivia Colman is playing Union Jack. So these are some rumors that we've been hearing. I mean, we all know that if Emilia Clarke is playing Varenki, the Skrull Queen, like it doesn't really seem like the trailer would be giving out that kind of information. It feels like that would be something that they would be hiding, and that would sort of be a plot twist that they would eventually reveal in the show. So I doubt that they would actually announce that at D23 unless they plan to reveal other interesting things. But of course, this book right here, New Avengers number 40, first appearance of Varenki. This is definitely a book that had a huge spike some months back when we got that original leak about her playing this character. I'm not really sure how much more this book can move in the current market. I mean, I'm sure it'll move a little bit. It could find its way back on a hot list. But there's a lot of copies out there. There's a lot of people that have been speculating on this book, and there's a lot of people looking to flip this one. So it'll be interesting to see if this does have any ripples in the market. Additionally, there's Incredible Hulk number 418. This is the first appearance of Talos. I think that this book might actually have a much higher ceiling due to the fact that I don't think that the FOMO has really set for this one yet. I think that Talos is an interesting character. He was definitely the best part of the Captain Marvel movie, and I think that actor really has a great handle on the character overall and could be like kind of a fan favorite in this next phase of the MCU. So I really like this book. In terms of speculation, I think that this one could be an interesting one to keep your eyes on. Incredible Hulk 418, first appearance of Talos. And then the Olivia Colman rumors are very interesting because apparently she's going to be playing Union Jack. The problem with the Union Jack fans out there is that the Union Jack first appearance is split over many different Union Jacks, over many different covers and many different books. You got the Farnsworth version, you got Farnsworth the second, you got the Joey Chapman version. So it's hard to know who Olivia Colman is going to be playing. Is she going to be playing someone related to this? Are they doing a gender bend of the character? But there's a bunch of books that are interesting related to this. Invaders number 7, first appearance of the first Union Jack. You got Invaders number 8 here, first cover appearance of the Union Jack. So I think that this one could be something that a lot of people look towards. You got Invaders number 20 right here. This is the first appearance of the second Union Jack. You got Captain America 253. This is the first appearance of the third Union Jack, at least the character. And then Captain America number 254. This is the first time that the character, the third Union Jack, takes up the mantle of Union Jack. So you have a bunch of Union Jack books that are interesting to look at. I think that might be interesting to have Olivia Colman play a version of Union Jack. She's definitely a very talented actress. All right, last couple of rumors they have here is Echo teaser is shown. I can't imagine that we're going to see a teaser for Echo, but hey, we'll see what happens. Echo fights some ninjas in white and yellow outfits. Daredevil is shown and wearing the yellow suit still, no Kingpin. Okay, so she's going to fight some ninjas in white and yellow outfits. If we're to take that at face value, what are the things that could come out of that? Well, my mind goes to Strange Tales number 146. That's the first appearance of the organization known as AIM. I mean, we know that we got MODOK coming in the Ant-Man 3 film, so there could be an AIM connection that eventually we do here. There's also Daredevil number 174, first appearance of the Hand. That's the ninja organization that kind of relates to Daredevil and Elektra, so it feels like, that could be where Echo goes with it, except they don't really wear yellow outfits, they wear red outfits. So I don't know, maybe if she really is fighting some yellow ninja organization, it could be some, hybrid of AIM or the Hand. So that could be something interesting. At least that's where my mind goes. Then we have here Eternals. Eternals Archeron is announced for late 2025. Original cast is returning. Archeron, Acheron, Acheron, however you actually want to pronounce it. I actually had to look that one up, but apparently that is a river going to Hades. This feels like a super deep cut. I don't really know where we're going to go with that, but if we did get some version of this, I mean, my mind goes to, okay, well, Eternals are sort of godlike beings. This is a reference to Hades. Maybe there's some connections to, what we saw in Moon Knight with the hippo and the boat sailing the sands, or maybe this has a connection to Hela. That would definitely be interesting if they wanted to bring Hela back into the MCU. Journey into Mystery number 102 is the first appearance of Hela. I think that she would definitely be a cool character to see return. I mean, Cate Blanchett is an amazing actress and did an amazing job with that part. Additionally, Ironheart teaser showing off the new suit and confirming Ezekiel Stan as the villain. So that's one that has been talked about for quite a bit. The Order number 8, the first appearance of Ezekiel Stan, the son of Obadiah Stane, who was the original villain of the Iron Man movie. Additionally, we've seen images of the Hood, already leaked out there that are going to be coming in Ironheart. So Parker Robbins, the Hood number 1, another book that has already kind of been moving quite a lot in the market, and one that I've talked about on the channel many times. Fantastic Four main cast revealed: John Krasinski is Reed, Jodie Comer is Sue Storm. A lot of people have been saying Jodie Comer is officially going to be Sue Storm. Johnny is going to be Ross Lynch, and Ben is going to be Seth Rogen. God, I hope that's not the case. No Doctor Doom casting. Daisy Edgar Jones cast as someone named Alicia. Of course, Alicia Masters. She makes her first appearance in Fantastic Four number 8, the love interest of Ben Grimm, the Thing. This could be a book that I could see kind of getting a little bit of a spike in the market. This is also the first appearance of the Puppet Master. This is actually one of my favorite Fantastic Four covers. I think it is so awesome. It's definitely one that I've wanted to pick up for my own personal collection for quite some time. But I could see us getting an Alicia Masters announcement, and that could cause FOMO for this particular book. Not an easy one to find. Definitely not a cheap book either. Additionally, here we have World War Hulk miniseries announced in 2025. Giancarlo Esposito is playing the main villain called the Judicator. That's definitely a very interesting deep cut. I had to look up the Judicator. He's one of the cosmic elders, much like the Collector or the Grand Master. And the Judicator makes his first appearance in Quasar number 47 here. At least that was what I could find out from the information. So this could be a really interesting kind of cheap spec book if you come across it out there in the market and we actually get the Judicator in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Additionally, apparently he had a relationship to Contest of Champions, which of course, Contest of Champions number 1, the very first crossover series that Marvel Comics ever did. This is definitely one of those interesting ones where I feel like if the spec market was where it was at, when we got Thor Ragnarok, this is definitely a book that would have absolutely blown up in the market because the Grand Masters tournament was actually called the Contest of Champions. So I think that name recognition could definitely have moved this book quite a bit. And I actually think that, if there is a World War Hulk movie and they kind of do a callback to, when Hulk was a gladiator in the Contest of Champions, this is definitely a book that could pick up steam, that could, get some notoriety in the spec market. All right, let's finish it out here. Blade teaser shown. Blade fights one vampire in a dark church, shows off Ali in tactical gear, no trench coat. Denzel Washington is Dracula. All right, that sounds like fan fiction to me. Apparently, they haven't even started filming Blade yet, so how could they actually be showing a teaser unless, they did a test footage or whatever the case may be. But, that seems like wishful thinking. I could definitely see us getting some Blade information. I could definitely see us getting, some kind of logo of Blade or some animated intro for his film. Denzel Washington playing Dracula. I mean, I guess that's a possibility. To Dracula number 1, before we got San Diego Comic-Con, it was Anthony Starr, famously known as Homelander, that was going to be playing Dracula. Now it's Denzel Washington playing Dracula. Denzel Washington is another name that has been floated out there in the rumor mill as a famous celebrity actor that could be making an appearance in the MCU soon. I don't really know if that is true, but those were some of the books that I kind of wanted to talk about, at least in relation to some of these rumors. We're not going to have to wait long. I mean, we're going to see a lot of this stuff, happening over the course of the weekend. Will be interesting to see if any of the stuff that we went over is true. Who knows, though? I mean, some of this stuff could eventually pan out later on down the road. But, it's always fun to talk about, always fun to talk about interesting books. Let me know what you guys think. What are you guys thinking about D23? What are you guys thinking about these rumors? Check out the Spec Tales t-shirt right here, which I'm wearing. Great podcast. Friends of the channel, their shirts are on sale now. Go check them out. Anyways, that's all for this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.